All right, let us consider this question. So we have a gas jar was inverted over burning yellow phosphorus floating over water in a beaker. After burning, the water level was found to rise in the jar. The water level rises because dash A, pressure inside the jar is greater than pressure outside. B, the air in the gas jar had been used up by burning. C, oxygen in the gas jar had been used up by burning. D, nitrogen in the gas jar had been used up by burning. E, the temperature in the jar had been as rising considerably. The correct answer to this question is C. So this question is trying to test your understanding of the composition of the air. And again, which of the composition supports burning. Now, this setup of gas jar and which is inverted in a beaker can be put like this. Let's draw the beaker and then let's have the gas jar inverted like this inside it. So the gas jar is filled, the beaker is filled with water. So this is the level of the water initially before anything happens. Then we pass phosphorus inside it. So this is phosphorus by means of a copper wire. Can pass phosphorus. Now, before anything starts happening, you can see that there are some space above the gas jar inside the beaker. So this space that we have above is air. That is contained over there. So, and you know that air is a mixture of gases, at least 78%, about 78% nitrogen, about 21% oxygen. We have carbon dioxide, we have dust particles, we also have water vapor, and we also have inert gases like argon. Now, our own business here is oxygen, because out of all of these gases, it is only oxygen that supports combustion. Now, this phosphorus, we know that phosphorus is very reactive with oxygen. When it combines with oxygen, it smolders, it catches fire, it catches fire. It can catch the fire naturally by itself. But if we want to speed up the reaction, we want to speed up the process, we can heat the copper wire so that it can easily catch fire. But if we leave this system for 24 hours, so later, the yellow phosphorus will later smolder and catch fire. So what will now happen is that because of the oxygen present inside the jar, so oxygen is the one that supports burning. The oxygen inside the air will be used up in the burning process. So since the oxygen is used up in the burning process, it means the composition of air has reduced. That means the volume of air inside the jar, since we have lost oxygen, that oxygen has been used up. It has been converted to phosphorus 5 oxide, which is also known as phosphorus pentoxide. That's P2O5. This is phosphorus pentoxide, and this is a solid. So this is what happens. Phosphorus pentoxide has been formed. So that is no more oxygen inside the air. This is not now looking more like a vacuum. So it means since the volume of air has reduced, that means automatically the pressure of air inside the gas jar will also reduce. Meaning that the external pressure, which is the atmospheric pressure, the pressure that is coming from outside, which is known as atmospheric pressure, is greater. Let me write this as PA. It's greater than the internal pressure. Let's call it the PI. So that's greater than the internal pressure inside the gas jar. So why since this one occurs, it means we need to balance the pressure. The atmospheric pressure, that is the external pressure coming from outside, will push down the water level. To push down the water level in the beaker, So thereby causing the water level inside the jar to rise. The water level inside the jar will rise. Because since this one has been pushed down, the one inside the jar is going to rise just to balance the pressure level. So that means the correct answer to this is that oxygen in the gas jar had been used up, and that's what led to the reduction in the pressure, in the internal pressure. So if you consider option A, pressure inside the jar is greater, no, that is wrong. Secondly, the air in the gas jar had been used up by burning, no, because it's not the entire air that has been used up. It is only the oxygen that supports burning. Nitrogen does not support, carbon dioxide does not support burning. Other ones do not support burning. Let's go. Then nitrogen in the gas jar, this is also wrong. Nitrogen in the gas jar had been used up by burning. This is also wrong because nitrogen does not support burning. It cannot be used up. This one says the temperature in the jar had risen considerably. This is not the reason for that. So the correct answer is option C. Thank you.